There's about 5.5 to go there in that third quarter. And a couple different groups, really turned it on there. Everybody that was on the floor contributed. It's very big. There's no quitting this team. I've been saying it all year. And I know things weren't going so well there for a little bit, but it's a good one tonight to get the W on and just continue to move forward.
Christos.
Hello, Coach. Congratulations on the win. How proud do you feel about the resiliency and the effort in the fourth quarter tonight? And how inspirational for the rest of the team was TJ's performance tonight?
Yeah, very impressive by TJ. The triple-double, and I think he was a steal off the NBA record. I think the NBA record for steals is 11, and he had 10 of them, 9 of them in the first half, and he did a great job, denying Sexton the ball and just his overall hustle that you saw. He started it there in the, right when he checked in, he had 2 or 3 steals right away like he normally does, all the way down at the other end. So him playing that great game and the guys in the locker room, dumping water on his head after that triple double and that performance that he had, and he deserved it. He plays very, very hard.
Daryl Wells.
Hey, what's going on, Coach? This question is basically for you. First year as a head coach in the NBA. I'm sure you have some notions, some things you thought may happen or the way you thought things may go. Heading into All-Star break, has this season been what you expected or totally different?
Yeah, we got one more game. We play tomorrow, against Denver. So we want to really focus there before we, start talking about the All-Star break. But it's a good question. Things, the schedule's really moving. You got to be very efficient with your practice time, very efficient with any team meeting that you have, travel time. Everything has to be, as efficient as you can make it. Your communication with your players, with the coaches, with the team in general has to be constant, has to be very sharp. So there's a lot of things, being a head coach and working with the assistants and the players, and our assistants are doing a hell of a job. They really are. They're really working and really trying and preparing, and same with the players. They're really out there fighting.
Pat Boylan.
Nate, I know you have to keep things from a one game at a time perspective and not get prisoner of the moment, but can a win in the way that this one happened tonight, does it have the potential to boost you from a momentum perspective forward, not just the next game, but into the second half of the year? For sure. Anytime you get a win like that, being down as much as we were and fighting back, that's what you want to think. You take advantage of that, and for that to propel you into tomorrow's game, be some good energy, now in the locker room. And like you said, they know they got one more to play, and they're going to be focused. They'll take the plane ride back to Indianapolis, get our rest, and be focused and ready to go tomorrow against Denver.
Scott?
Nate, after just 6 rebounds in that first half, you actually managed to out-rebound them in the second half. What were you emphasizing, and why do you think that flipped?
Yeah, that was a tough stat there in the first half. It definitely wasn't our way, like in a big favor, just like you mentioned. I don't even want to repeat the numbers. But in the second half, I thought we did a better job of just guarding the ball better, guarding our position better. The ball wasn't getting into the teeth of our defense as much. We were hitting much, much better. Thought we were more aggressive and going and chasing down the rebounds. There was just a lot of hustle plays that enabled us to get back in that ball game.
Brendan?
Hey, Coach. So Cleveland definitely took advantage of points in the paint in the first half, and you guys kind of shored up in the second half. But it needs to continue going into Denver's game. What else do you need to see from them for that to continue?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. We were a little separated from our men, kind of early in that game. They were getting a little bit too free on some handoffs and some ball screens and stuff. And normally we're better at fighting through those a little bit more. But we just got a little separated there and a little too far off, which was causing kind of unnecessary rotations. But even in our rotations, we got it figured out better there in the second half. And I don't want to complain about nothing on that game. That was a good win.
Tony, East?
Nate, you mentioned earlier this season that during games you have your assistant coaches track some unique stats for you. In a game like this where McConnell is doing so many important things, is there anything interesting about like his energy or something that you're tracking, or is it just, you know, look at him go with the disruptive defense and you let it ride?
Yeah, no, and I'll check this. We track deflections a lot, and you know, with his 10 steals and the numerous other basketballs that he got his hand on, you know, it's he's going to have a very big score and deflections, and also, you know, on the paint touches, he does a great job of attacking that paint and being able to create for others, either on a kick out for a three or a drop off to a big.
Scott?
And Nate, now being with TJ for 34 games and some, what's your biggest learning point or takeaway from the energy he provides and that constant? Because he's a guy, you know, game in and game night, what you're going to get from him, which you don't know necessarily with so many.
Yeah, you're really going to get the effort. You know, he's got that look in his eye every night. He puts a lot on himself. He wants to do very well. He may think he made a bad play out there, and he didn't. He actually didn't. He makes great plays just because he's trying so hard, and I love that about him. You know, he's just his constant effort, the no quit. He wants to do everything he can for this team. You know, and the players really love playing with him.
Thank you, Nate.
Thanks, everybody.
TJ, I know after a win like this, you primarily want to talk about your teammates, but humor us for a moment if you don't mind talking about yourself. You had just the NBA's 6th ever triple-double with points, assists, and steals. What enabled a night like that from you?
And, I feel like I always try to be a team guy, and I'm not trying to be cliche here. My teammates enabled it. The way they were pressuring the ball, letting me get in the passing lanes, making shots, getting me the ball. So all credit to them. Seriously, they deserve all the credit.
Christos.
Hello, TJ. Congratulations on the win, the performance as well. That game tonight was the best game of your career in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've played some good games in the NBA, and I've had some good performances. But I'm really just happy about the win. We lost a few in a row there, and just trying to do anything I can to help our team win. And that was all my mindset.
Brendan Rourke.
Yeah. Hey, TJ. So that 10th steal with a minute to go was probably one of the more important steals of the night. Can you kind of break down on what you saw guarding Dylan Windler at the top there?
If I can be completely honest with you, I don't remember. I think we were switching up defenses and just trying to get my hands in the right places and try to poke one free. And I think that's what I did.
Scott.
Hey, TJ, you obviously had 9 at halftime. How much does that weigh on you, or do you feel in the second half maybe a pressure to obviously get there? And then also, I know you're talking with guys out there. What are you hearing, if anything, from the Cavs players, either recognizing what you've done or trying to avoid it?
Honestly, do anything I can to will our team back into the game and getting in passing lanes and pressuring the ball. But, obviously a teammate told me at halftime that I had 9. I'm not going to try to mess with the game and fiend for a steal. That's just, I really don't like to do that stuff. I just wanted to, kind of play with our defensive principles and let the game come to me. I'm not going to go out of my way to try to get a steal to get my 10th steal. I'm just going to continue to play hard and do whatever I can to run this team and help us get a win. That's really was my mindset, and that will always be my mindset.
Pat Boylan.
This road trip started in Boston, and you were pretty dejected after that game with the way it ended. For it to end in Cleveland with what's probably your best night of your NBA career and sparking a much-needed victory, what's the emotional impact of that on you and perhaps even this team?
Yeah, man, definitely about the team. We're not happy with how this road trip has gone, and kind of have dug ourselves in a little bit of a hole. And we're not backing away from the challenge. We know what we're missing with Karras and TJ Warren, and we're going to try to hold it down until they get back. But other than that, every night's going to be a dogfight, and we got to continue to fight to get wins and play team basketball like we always have.
Tony East.
TJ, Nate credited something on offense you did, which was get your feet in the paint when you're driving and attacking with the ball in your hands. Can you talk about how important it is for you, someone who brings energy, to be driving, attacking, and setting stuff up for your teammates, especially in a game like this where you have 13 assists?
Yeah, I mean, I just think pushing the pace is something that I do very well. And to be able to get into the paint and have the defense collapse and just spray out the shooters and get the ball moving, I think we're very dangerous when we do that. So I try to the best of my ability to push the ball and get the ball moving and try for us to be hard to guard. And we did a really good job of that tonight.
Scott?
Yeah, TJ, you made all 8 of your shots, which if that's all you did, that's something obviously huge and noteworthy. Did it just feel different at all out there from other performances, maybe where just everything was clicking for you tonight? How did that feel?
It was honestly just a good flow. I tried not to force any of my shots, let the game come to me and play off my teammates. They found me in the right spots and just tried to attack and find open lanes. And if I saw a shot, take it. Try not to force anything. And, that's how it went.
Pat Boylan.
As exhilarating as I'm sure this game was, both personally and from a team perspective, you've got another one against a very good team in less than 24 hours. How do you make this one work for you tomorrow night? How do you carry over the momentum tonight and try to make it impact tomorrow's game against Denver?
I mean, we flat out got to be ready. We got to flush this one, move on from it, and focus on Denver. We know what type of team they are. They're a Western Conference final type team every year, and they're well coached. But so are we. We got to just come out, watch film tomorrow for a little bit, get a game plan together, and go out and execute it.
Scott.
Just a couple more for me, I promise. First of all, post game, Nate said guys were dumping water on you. Can you kind of describe what went on in the locker room?
Yeah, they just poured water on me. I can't remember it because it was so cold. It was not enjoyable, but it was enjoyable at the same time. And then I saw someone grab a foot bath that has ice and water in it. So I darted out of the locker room at that point. I'm not going to let that type of stuff happen. I would have been way too cold, but it just shows the type of guys we have here. To be happy for me for something like that. And I just try to tell them that it's legitimately not possible without them.
And then I think it was Coach Mo out there either hyping you up or talking with you several different times. Anything specific he was guiding you or in your head about?
No, just kind of continues to try to get me going, fire me up, give me more energy. And he does a great job of that. Everyone on this staff it just does a great job of firing the guys up and giving us positive energy, and we love them for it.
Christos.
Yeah. TJ, did you get the game ball tonight, or your teammates gave you the ball of the game?
I think someone might have grabbed the game ball. I'm not sure. Our equipment guy, Country, shout out to Country. I think he might have grabbed it. But if they did, great. If not, no worries.
And Scott, one more.
Last one. Promise. Have you heard from your dad at all or anyone family related?
Yeah, I've looked through some messages. I got quite a few, so I'm just trying to answer them accordingly. I saw his text that he's very proud of me, and just want to tell him if he ever sees this that I wouldn't be here without him. He's the best, and anytime I hear him say he's proud of me because he was my coach, and he's a great coach, but he's an even better dad. So it's been incredible to have him, kind of be by my side through all this.
TJ, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hang on here. All right, Christos, go ahead.
Hello, Malcolm. Congratulations on the win and the performance as well. How inspirational for you was TJ McConnell's performance tonight, and in the clutch moments, and especially 3 or 4 minutes of the game, the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game, did you feel more responsible to lead your team on the court?
You know, TJ was phenomenal tonight. You know, that's as good of a game you're going to see from a player, honestly, in the NBA that you're going to see. He played at an extremely high level tonight. And I think defensively was able to anchor us. And, you know, Colin played good. Sexton, he played really well. But TJ was able to get some steals, get his hands on a few balls that allowed us to get out and transition to get some easy buckets to stop their runs. So he was amazing tonight. And then, the last 3 or 4 minutes, you know, I felt like nights there's Domas, they're different guys we rely on the offensive end. And tonight it was me, especially at the end of the game, making shots, getting to the line, making free throws. You know, it's something I'm you know, always ready to do.
J. Michael, you got anything?
Yeah. Malcolm, the way you guys close, I was going to ask you about that. You seem to be much more poised as a group and executing. You know, I know Justin didn't shoot the ball well, but he hit that big 3 after Domas drew 3 defenders, that sort of stuff. Is that kind of a carryover, you think, from the way you guys played defensively, that somehow it led to smoother offensive execution? Is that too simplistic, or is it more complex than that?
I'm not sure your question. You mean?
Well, meaning that you guys were so efficient in terms of the way you closed the game offensively. Was what you did defensively kind of carried over by the time you got to that point in the fourth quarter? Was that different than maybe what you've experienced in previous games on the strip?
Well, you know, tonight our defense has been the problem for the past, you know, 4 games. And, you know, all the games we've lost this season, our defense is the problem. It's not offense. And tonight it was much of the same in that first half, not being able to get stops. And, you know, I think Coach did a really good job sort of rotating through different types of defenses, from man to box and 1 to 2, 3, trying to figure out what would work. And the box and 1 was the one that really worked for us, being active. And we had a specific group in that third quarter. And then to start the fourth that did a great job, you know, getting us back in the game. And then the end of the fourth, you know, we were able to finish, but it was all because of the box and 1. It was all because of the defense. And then offensively, man, I thought we, you know, shared the ball. I thought we made shots when we needed to. Like, Justin's a guy, usually every game he's making shots, like every game. But when he's not, he makes shots at the right moment. So when you have guys like that, he's a seasoned vet. He's always going to step up to take and make a big shot. You know, these are the games you end up closing out.
Scott?
Yeah, Malcolm, what's it like to witness in person, be part of a game where a guy has a career game, especially when he's your teammate?
Oh, it's awesome. Especially a guy like TJ. He's the ultimate teammate itself. The way he treats you know, his teammates, the way he encourages everybody on the floor. He's a great teammate. So to see him have the game and the night he did is amazing. It's you know, we're all extremely happy for him.
Pat Boylan?
Malcolm, when you win a game in the fashion that you did tonight, can that impact future games down the road? And if so, how can you make tonight work for you as early as tomorrow against Denver?
We got to have carryover. We got to take the good and sort of embrace that and make sure that continues tomorrow night. Of course, we're playing a different team that has different strengths and different weaknesses, but the energy that we play with on the defensive end and the way we play together on offense, that's the stuff that has to stick and stay for tomorrow night's game.
Scott?
Yeah, Malcolm, can you describe what the locker room scene was like after not only you guys able to get a win on this road trip, but able to celebrate with TJ?
Yeah, you know, it was definitely a celebration of both. You know, we had dropped 3 in a row on a road trip. You know, dropping all 4 would have been a terrible feeling, especially going home to our last game, playing a really good team, going into All-Star break. It would have all been bad. But to get that last game against a team that was actually rolling, that had won a few games in a row, was a good feeling. And then to have, you know, one of your teammates have an amazing game like TJ, you know, it definitely complemented the good feeling of winning.
Tony East?
Malcolm, you guys mentioned the defense after the Philly game being one of the struggles, and you mentioned the first half defense tonight not being up to the standard you guys have. Can you point to anything specifically that changed for you guys in the second half, and specifically that fourth quarter, that made you guys more effective on that end?
Energy, and then the adjustment to go to box and one. Those are the two things. As soon as we went to the box and one, we started being more active. We started getting more deflections. We started playing the passing lanes, getting steals, rebounding the ball better. And that led to transition buckets. That led to easy points on the other end.
Was that box and one all Nate's call at that time?
Yeah, all Nate's call.
Thank you.
All righty. Malcolm, thank you. Appreciate it.